Hey there! In this video, I'm going to walk you through a powerful but incredibly simple audio management tool for Unity. Unity's built-in audio system has always been, well, a little clunky. Whether you're managing background music, sound effects, or transitions, it often takes way more code and setup than it should. That's why I created this simple and lightweight audio manager, a plug-and-play solution that gives you complete audio control with just one line of code. In this video, we'll go through the setup, show how to play and pause music, and then we'll get into some cool features like fade in or out, all within Unity using clean and minimal code. So let's start with the setup. As you can see, we're starting from a completely fresh Unity project. No setup done, no audio sources, just a blank scene ready to go. So to get started, just open your browser and search for Audio Manager on the Unity Asset Store. It should show up on the first page. But to make it easy, I've also dropped a direct link in the video description. Next, click Open in Unity while your Unity editor is running, and make sure you've checked the Always Allow Opening in Unity Editor box to avoid any pop-ups. Unity should automatically pop back up, and you'll see the Package Manager open with the asset already loaded and ready to import. Personally, I'm going to uncheck the demo folder, the documentation, and a few other parts that aren't strictly necessary, just to keep the project clean and lightweight. We can see that the asset has been imported successfully and the scripts folder is now correctly placed inside the Audio Manager directory. Now we can go ahead and start by creating the Audio Manager game object in our scene. To do that, we can just right-click in the hierarchy. And under the Hawa Hawa tab, you'll find an option to automatically create the Audio Manager game object. Additionally, if an audio system game object is already present in the scene, you'll also have access to a dedicated interface for it under the tool's Hawa Hawa menu. As you can see, we can create and delete both sound collections and individual sounds from either the in-editor menu or directly through the inspector. You're free to use whichever interface you prefer, but for the purpose of this tutorial, we'll be working through the inspector. I'll go ahead and delete the single sounds and sound collections I created earlier for demonstration purposes, along with the default ones that were automatically created. Great, now we can create a new folder for our sound effects. You can name it whatever you like, but for this tutorial, I'll name it Sound Effects. Inside this folder, I'll create another one specifically for music. I'm just going to name it Music, but again, feel free to use whatever name works best for you. Now I'll drag in my example music track and drop it into the music folder. Let's take a quick peek at the track. Sounds nice. Now let's go ahead and link the track to our Audio Manager. To do that, we'll simply create a new single sound using the button, give it any name we want, and then drag and drop the music file into the clip field. Since it's a music track, I'm going to check the Is Looping box so the music loops continuously. You can also assign a mixer group here if you want your sound to be affected by a specific audio mixer. But for this tutorial, we'll leave it unassigned. Great! We've successfully set up the Audio Manager with our chosen sound. Now, I went ahead and set up a simple interface with play and pause buttons using Unity's default UI tools. But of course, you can trigger the Audio Manager's commands however you like through script. Now, I'll go ahead and create a scripts folder, and inside it, I'll make a simple script to control our music. This is just a basic demo, but you can create any script you want and control the audio however you like. I'm going to name the script Button Controller, since it'll handle the play and pause button actions. Let's go ahead and open up the file. I'll delete the default functions and keep only what's strictly necessary for the script. I'll add the using hawa.audio system line at the top. This is extremely important because without it, none of the audio commands will work. Now I'll create a single sound variable and name it music. Just like you'd reference a game object in the inspector, this variable will let us link our sound directly to the script. Now I'll create the play music function. This wrapper is only necessary because Unity's UI system requires a public method for button clicks. But in general, you can call the play command from anywhere in your code. To play our sound, we can simply call music.play. It's really that simple. Additionally, I'm going to create another function called pause music, which will be linked to our pause button. Same here. To pause the sound, we just call music.pause. It's simply that straightforward. Great. Now that we've finished our script, we can go ahead and link it to our UI buttons and then test it. To do that, I'll create a new game object called button controller, which will hold our script and manage the button interactions. I'll place the buttons under the button controller game object to keep things clean and organized, but that's totally optional. As you can see, the music variable is now visible in the inspector. That's because we declared it as public in the script. Now we can simply select the music we set up in the audio manager from the drop-down list. If we go ahead and change the name of the sound in the audio manager, you'll notice it also updates in the drop-down. Great. Now let's change the sound name back to its original and reselect it in the button controller's drop-down. I'll go ahead and link the buttons to the script functions. But again, you can trigger sound playback from anywhere in your code. I'm just using buttons here for simplicity. All right, let's go ahead and test our setup. Very nice, it worked flawlessly. But in this case, the music stops a bit too abruptly. So let's add some fade effects to smooth things out. I'll go ahead and rename the play music and pause music functions to fade in and fade out, just to make their purpose a bit more clear. Now to fade in the audio, we can simply replace music.play with music.fadein. For this to work properly, we'll also need to assign a fade-in duration and a target volume. I'll set the fade-in time to 2 seconds and the target volume to 1, since that's the maximum. Now, same goes for the fade-out. We just need to replace the previous call with music.fadeout, and it'll work. This time, I'll set the duration to 2 seconds. Perfect. Now let's save everything and give it a test run. If you rename the functions like I did, don't forget to reassign them in the button settings, especially if you've set up UI buttons to trigger them. Now let's test it. Amazing. That pretty much wraps up all the basics. Today we learned how to set up the Hawa Audio Manager, play and pause music, and use simple fade-in and fade-out effects. Just keep in mind, the asset is capable of much more, like random pitch playback, random audio selection, and other powerful features, all with just a single line of code. With that said, thanks for watching. I hope this gave you a solid starting point. Feel free to explore the rest of the system and make it your own.